Hello everyone. Hopefully you guys can all hear me. Welcome to another stream. Today I figured I'd do something a little different. Maybe not different for the channel, but different for me. I don't know the last time I built. It's been quite a while. So I figured I would build a set. I have a little bit of a backlog of sets that I purchased, mid to late last year. Never ended up building. So I'm gonna start going through that backlog. We're going to start out here with the LEGO Ideas set 21320. This is the Dinosaur Fossils set. Pretty cool set. This is one I got a while ago. I got it on sale somewhere. Don't remember where. Yeah, that's the story about this set. I don't even know. Essentially, I remember that it was not worth parting out because, if you look at it, for the most part, it's relatively generic pieces, nothing super special. I assume there's a few printed pieces, unless those are stickers, which we will find out in just a moment here. I'm gonna get opening this up and stuff. I wanna say hello to everyone who is here. So we have Just Bricks, or JB's Brick Kiln, The Brick Room, Lego Military Mock, Cynthia, Fidel, Fun Brick Creations, Blake Perez, Dunder Mifflin Brick Co., Christian Schwank, Ben, Lego Military Mocks, I think I said, and that is it. That is everyone so far who's chatting, at least. Let me see, am I on live chat? Yes, I am on live chat. Everyone is saying hello. BrickQuest is here as well. Welcome to the stream. All right, let's read through some chat here as I take these bags out, which are numbered, so I can do this in order instead of just pouring it all out. Some sets that are, I guess this is 1,000 pieces, so yeah, it's 910 pieces, so it's not like a very small set necessarily, but it's also not a huge set. So we'll see if I'm able to finish it today. Hopefully, considering everyone's saying stuff and you're not complaining that you can't hear me, I assume my volume is fine and stuff. I see the levels and they look fine, but I'm not listening to them. So we'll go with that. They're great, actually. Dr. Professor Kabinski, welcome to the stream. We're building a set today. All right, so Fun Brick Creation says, hello from Australia, 8 a.m. Sunday, and wow, 1 degree Celsius, which is freezing. Yeah, that's pretty cold. Got the heater on and a cup of tea, warming up my hands. Nice. It is not super cold here. It is actually the opposite. It's kind of warm here. And then people are gonna be like, why are you wearing a jacket if it's warm? Well, I'm wearing a jacket because it hides the lapel mic very nicely because I can zip up my jacket. Every stream I tell Paul, I'm like, come on, you gotta wear a jacket or a second layer. It doesn't need to be a jacket, just so the wire's not hanging down or like over your shirt. Okay, well, sad news, they are stickers. Okay, but yeah, I wear a jacket or a second layer because it hides the mic, or hides the wire for the mic. Okay, so there are 3 instruction books here. Each of them are for what skeleton you actually make. So in this case, it's the Triceratops, Tyrannosaurus Rex, and this one. What I will call a pterodactyl. I don't think it's not what it is. It's a pteranodon, longiceps or something. I don't really know. All right, let's see. Brick Room says, hey, Evan, I built this set a while back. Great set overall, but very fragile. My plan is it's gonna go on top of our little pantry thing that's on the wall over there that houses our Nutri-Grain bars, Kit Kats, and dark chocolate, and M&Ms, very important. But I'm gonna stick it up there, and it's probably never gonna get touched after this. There's no room inside for it, but I don't wanna build it and then take it right apart. That's partially why I'm building this one today, because I don't really have, wait, what book do I do first? I don't really have places to put stuff. Okay, so looks like we probably start with the Triceratops. That's what it looks like. Okay. It has all the history and stuff, so I'm gonna assume that's the case. But it actually starts with bag 2. So maybe we start with the pterodactyl. This has how to open the Lego box and how to use a brick separator. This is bag 1, perfect. Okay, so we'll start with the pterodactyl here. Or sorry, the Pteranodon longiceps. I don't know. Not really sure. Henry, welcome to the stream. How are you? What else do we have here in the chat? Fun for Creation says, also a fun set, built it a while back. Dr. Professor Kaminski says, Evan, even though I'm kind of sad, I will sort my stuff while you build. That sounds good. I could be more productive right now, for sure. But I'm not being productive. Instead, I am building. So we'll start with bag 1. This bag, very small bag, apparently builds the entirety of this this beginning thing. So let's see how this goes. Also has some tools and a little crate, and there's a minifig in here apparently as well. BJH 9900 says, hey, I caught another live video, lucky me. Yes, lucky you. Welcome to the stream. We'll do these every Saturday. Now, what we've talked about, and we haven't set a thing quite yet, like a time. If you're part of the Patreon page and you're specifically the highest tier, which is Collector's Edition, last week we did our first patron Discord chat, and it's an actual chat, like a voice chat with, like, Paul and I were here last time. We're gonna make sure Kyle's here for maybe not the next one, but at least the following one after that. And it's really, really fun. And I figured, you know what, it's probably not worth doing just one. So we haven't announced it to the patrons, or we haven't specifically said 100% to the patrons yet, that we're for sure doing it every 2 weeks, but we're going to try our best to do it every 2 weeks. It's just going to be hard to get all of us to be able to do it consistently. So it might be, you know, in and out and stuff. Or who, depending who is, who's doing it. I always suck at streaming and building, because I try to build and I focus and then I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's read some chat here. Oh, essentially what I was saying though is I don't know what time we're going to do that, because Paul and I have been playing with the idea of every other Saturday, change the time that the stream is. But then what I realized is if we do that every other Saturday, sorry. Oh yeah, every other Saturday. So like one Saturday it's 9 o'clock, and then the other Saturday is 3 o'clock. And then the next is 9, 3, 9, 3, 9, 3. The problem with that is potentially the patron call would always be the same time, because it'd be every other Saturday. And so far we hadn't had a problem scheduling people. It was totally fine. The patrons were able to make it, but that's a thought. Oh, I already have to put a sticker on. Why can't they, look, there's 5 stickers. They couldn't print 5 pieces. This is terrible. What was I saying? But yeah, hopefully, I don't know. I don't know if we want to do consistently every other Saturday is the patron call at the same time, or if we want to alternate it or what. So if you're a patron in the collector's tier, I don't know who's here that is. I know I saw Ben earlier. But if you are, let us know if that sounds good to keep it consistent, or if it sounds better to mix it up or what, and we'll try to figure that out. Okay. So it's telling me to put a lot of things in this crate, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to fit all these things in this crate. Let's read chat a little bit here. Nice. Dr. Professor Kavinsky says, bought a lot of stuff for the store. Doesn't know how many figs, but store should be full soon. Gonna go grab some bags and start sorting. That's fantastic. That's great. Yeah, so Paul and I, if you saw the vlog that came out, if you haven't, that's okay. But we purchased a small BrickLink store from one of our patrons. I don't think he's here at the moment, but purchased that store, and it arrived from the Netherlands, maybe? I don't remember exactly. But it arrived, and we've started to go through it and stuff, and we're already seeing, for sure, some sales based on the items that are listed, which is absolutely awesome. All right, you know what? I'm just going to throw all these things in this crate, because this isn't working. I was going to do it all nice and neat, and every time I put one thing in, something else falls over, and then it's just not good. So we're just going to throw it all in the crate. What are we supposed to put in here? Screwdriver, 5 screwdriver, and a little hammer. All right, there we go. That wasn't even step 1. We haven't even got to step 1 yet. All right, what do we have here? Blake Perez says, hey, sorry for asking again, but did you guys purchase the Daily Bulge? Or, wait, what? What is that? I don't know what that is. Bugle? Hold on. What is a Daily Bugle set, or Bugle, or update. What is that? I don't know what that is. Blake says, I'm waiting for mine to come in this coming Tuesday. I don't know what that is. So no, we didn't buy it, but let me know. Interesting. 150 Bricks says, hey Evan, I'm thinking of opening my own store, and I was wondering if I should part out the Central Perk set. So, you know, to be honest, I don't, at this point, because it's been so long since we've parted ours out, the majority of our pieces are, I wouldn't say gone. Oh, the really big Spider-Man set is what that one is. Okay. No, we did not buy that. Or I did not buy that. I don't know that anyone here would buy that, unless it parts out for a great price and maybe we get a couple, but probably not. So going back to the Central Perk question, I'm not entirely sure if it parts out well. It might, you'd have to do a little bit of research. What I do know is that it added a good amount of lots to our store. I want to say it was like 300 lots, maybe a little bit more. We also had a lot of them when we purchased them, so we added, what did we add, 20, or almost 20,000 pieces or something like that. So I would say it's probably not a bad start. What I wouldn't do is buy more. I guess it all depends on your budget, but I probably wouldn't buy more than maybe 3 or 4 max, or like 1 or 2. Probably 2. I would probably go with 2 if you're gonna buy the Central Perks. I think that's what you said, right? Not the new. No, yeah, Central Perk. Yeah. So I would say it's probably worth it, but at the moment I can't like say with absolute confidence because it's been so long since we parted it out. But it does look like Ben just bought 9 Central Perks, so who knows? Maybe it is worth it. Jow, welcome to the stream. JB's Bricks Kiln says, or JB's Brick Kiln says, I'm currently parting out the Shadow Theater Classic set. I don't know what the Shadow Theater Classic set is. I found 2 more copies on our trip down south. Shadow Theater Classic set. Does anyone have a part number on that? I guess I can look that up if I need to. Shadow Theater Classic. Oh. I know what that is. It's not, okay, that's kind of a cool set. I mean, it's just a classic, like, pieces, but gotcha. That'll add a pretty good amount of parts, probably. With that one, it'll probably have a few different lots as well, I assume, than just the like a traditional classic set. There's some fun ones there. What did we have? We had a couple that were the windows and doors or something like that. Paul is watching, but Paul, let me know if the music is better. I lowered it a little bit, so hopefully it's better. I can lower it a little bit more if need be. What else do we have here? Fidel says, I'll be organizing 2 of 10717 sets I parted out yesterday to put them in my drawer units. Nice. If I remember correctly, 10717 is also a classic set. Let me double check that. Yeah, so this was, I don't remember which one this one, did we have this one? Yeah, so this is the first classic set I believe we got when we were parting out, when we started expanding the store back in January or February. This was a big one. We got, how many of these did we get? I think we had 16 of these. I went on Facebook Marketplace, found someone, got an incredible deal on them. I don't remember what it was at this point, but it was really, really good. And yeah, we parted out a ton of those 717 sets, 10 717. So that's what Fidel is doing now, I think, which is nice. Dundermilth from Brickco says, the figs seem to sell well out of Central Perk. I did that a while ago, though, so there might be enough floating around now that there isn't a lot of demand for them. We still have some figs. I actually saw an order the other day, or maybe that was today. I don't remember. There was an order that purchased Central Perk figs. and we still have some in our inventory. So they're not the most in demand, I don't think. But from the beginning, they were not the most in demand. From the beginning, Paul was like, why don't we just, so many people have it, why don't we just go, like, put them on sale? And we almost did, I think, a few times, but they very slowly sell over time, which I guess is good. Aaron, welcome to the stream. Brixico, welcome to the stream as well. How are you two doing today? 150 Brick says, thanks for the help. I'm just trying to figure out what to part out because I'm on a budget of $180. Okay. So what I would say is, since you're on a budget like that, really focus on sets that only part out for 3 times or more. And, you know, Central Perk is going to, I'm assuming then you're probably just going to, what are they, $40 each, I think? Or somewhere around there. Depending what you can get them, like priced you can get them for, I would part out only 1 or 2. Don't do 3 or 4, like I said. Diversify your inventory. Initially, if you had been with us back in mid last year, towards, I guess, kind of towards the end, we were very much pushing piece count, and I don't know why. I think we had thought at the time that piece count was much more important, and that if you had more pieces in a bigger store, you were more likely to have more sales, or I don't know exactly. I mean, that must have been the thought process because that's the only one I can think of. But we were trying to grow our store based on piece count. So we would buy 8, 10, 12, 15 plus copies of a set. But 150 Bricks, I would say, focus on lot count. In addition, you can't have just like 1 of each lot. You need a variety, but, you need multiple pieces from the same lot. There we go. But I would say focus on lot count more than piece count, because definitely piece count was not the way to go. Lot count was the way to go. Paul is in the chat now. Hello, Paul. How are you? Who else do we have here? Oak from Pallet Town 1. Welcome to the stream. Aaron, I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. Let's go back and chat a little bit. Funberg Creation says, I'm currently reorganizing my store and combining different lots into the same drawer so it can fit more in my small store, putting the same color together instead of similar parts. Yes, so that's, oh, wait, I am putting the same color together. Interesting choice, okay. I mean, obviously whatever works for you. Something and Kyle's the biggest stickler on this, is when we do consolidation and stuff at the end of the day, or whatever, even if we're adding pieces to the store and we're putting 2 lots in the same drawer, or used pieces, whatever it might be, we try to separate colors. So it doesn't need to be the same piece type in the drawer, as long as hopefully they're different colors. And then if it is the same piece type, all right, I can't find this piece I'm looking for. If it is the same piece type though, it's not a big deal because the colors are different. So when you're picking, it should be relatively easy to just go through and see all this stuff, all the colors, and then, if you need that color, you pull that color out, and based on the fact that that's the only one of that color or whatever in that drawer, you're not searching or digging through stuff necessarily. That's our thought process. It may not work that way exactly, but that's the idea, at least at the moment. But whatever works for you, obviously there's no 100% right way to run a BrickLink store as long as you're making profit. That's the key. You're making profit and you have happy customers. Funberg Creations, oh, just kidding. Oh, okay. He says for putting the same color in the drawer, it's easier than the same part. Quicker at finding different parts than finding different colors. Interesting. Just Bricks says, I'm wondering if I should have bought more of this set. I mean, it's a good part out value, but I had already parted out quite a couple months back, and I consolidated but like 10 lots. Yeah, definitely. I think we do that occasionally, and specifically we had one, first of all, Assist Official, welcome to the stream, and thank you for your super chat. Super awesome, thank you so much. How have you come far with the sorting? I would say we're about 50% through. So for those of you who don't know, we purchased Assist Official's BrickLink store, plus a little bit more, and it was all shipped to us. And I would say, yeah, we're about 50%. Paul has cataloged pretty much all of the minifig parts that were not in your inventory. I have, well, I'm about halfway through what was your inventory as well. So we might be a little bit over halfway through the catalog, or the sorting / uploading process for your store, which is pretty cool. Okay, but real quick, we'll get back to Just Brick's question. Yeah, we had something when we bought back, I think it was in January or something. We'd purchased, it was a lot of new Lego. So it was a ton of different pieces, it was a ton of different sets that were all brand new. And we got a pretty good deal on them and stuff from someone who I think reached out to us. I don't think we reached out to them. It's still back there. It's one of the Lego Movie 2 sets. I don't remember what. It's got the dinosaurs in it or something. Haven't parted that one out because we just parted that one out right before we got this big lot of Lego sets. So there's a few things like that, Just Bricks, where we think about the same thing. It's like, okay, should we have purchased this? Was it worth it? In that case, we didn't have the option really, but yeah, there's like, it also, Kyle was doing the classic sets, 11011, I think is what it is. He was doing some of those the other day, or maybe a couple weeks back now, and they're the same, since we did those within the past, few months or something, or did a few of them, I think, half of the pieces are the same as well, and it's like, okay, should we have purchased more of these? Probably not, but we did because it helps expand the inventory. But yeah, we always wonder the same thing on that as well, if that made any sense, what I just said there. Okay, Oak from Palatown 1 says, hooked on your videos and progression, you've come a long way and you should be proud of everything you're doing. Thank you so much. Yeah, I think we're really, it is pretty cool what we've done, I think. We have grown a lot, and we're still trying to grow and stuff, and we have very often little meeting type things where we're figuring out how can we continue to grow, how can we grow faster, how can we allocate funds to contractors better, how can we pause the profit sharing for a moment so we can grow the store quicker and then, make money or whatever it is. Lots of little things that we're looking at doing, lots of planned things that are going to take time to implement. But yes, I'm very proud of where we are and how we've grown. Hello, Daniel. Welcome to the stream. Soulflame, welcome to the stream as well. Just Brick says, at this rate, Assist Official is paying to buy that store. Paying to buy that store. I don't know what that means exactly. Yeah, Paul is one room over right now. He can probably hear me through the wall if I talk loud enough. He's pretty close though. Oh, Sitzfish says, the stuff wasn't in the inventory. Were there any goods? You'd have to ask Paul on that. I know there was some pretty decent stuff in there. He was trying to build as many figs as possible. I don't think he was able to build a ton, but I'm sure there was some good stuff. I just uploaded it. I didn't catalog it, so I really wasn't even looking at the prices and also I don't know any Star Wars stuff, to be honest. So there might have been some great stuff in there. I'm not entirely sure. Who knows? Sorry. I wish I could answer that. Gentleman from Brickco says, for you guys, would you say that used sells well enough to make it worth the time it takes, assuming you didn't contract anything out? Assuming we didn't contract anything out, probably, yeah. Now, even though we are contracting stuff out, I would still say it's worth... Here's the thing. If we didn't contract stuff out, what you need to think about is the amount of time you are spending and the value, how many dollars or euros or whatever, how much, what are you worth and the time you're spending and stuff. And the truth is your time is more worth it than a contractor. Only because you, in theory, have more knowledge than a contractor. You got, a long list of things. So, if it was just us sorting it and stuff, would it be worth it? Probably. It still would be. Used has a much better margin than new. But I wouldn't say that it's worth our time to do that when we have other things to do. So it's better for us to give it to a contractor. We now have 20-pound bins. That's just what we give out now. We fill it up with 20 pounds of Lego, and then they get it, and then they bring it back. Once they bring it back, and we haven't quite got catalogers, we're very close. In fact, this summer we have some expansion plans, or I guess workflow plans mostly, for this summer, and then a cataloger. Did I say that, or contractor? Cataloger's going to take it, catalog to 20 pounds, and then from there they'll bring it back. Then all we do is actually, double check some of the stuff and upload it. And in theory, that should help. One, I am going to be out of the store for about 7 weeks. I'll be here on the weekends, but I'm not going to be able to work during the weekdays. So obviously that will slow a little bit of stuff down. Kyle, actually, I'll let him announce it. I don't know if it's a big thing to him, but I'll let him announce what I was just going to say. But you should be expecting to see more of Kyle. What else? How does this attach? There we go. What else was I saying? Oh, so in terms of summer and contractor type things, the growth and stuff for the summer that we're planning is pretty exciting, I think. Back to is it worth it to do used? That's what you asked. I'm gonna say yes. Even if you're the only one doing it, it's probably still worth it as long as you're able to source that used at a good value. So the margins with used are higher. Well, the margins are whatever you buy it at, I guess. That's what they're relative to. But okay, real quick, I want to show off this little pterodactyl. I finished it. It's pretty cool. I know it's out of focus. I'll show you everything a little bit later, but we're done with one pterodactyl. Or whatever it's called. It's not called a pterodactyl. Where was I going? I really don't know where I was going. I don't even know what I was talking about. I'm sorry. Let's scroll up and read some more chat here because I know I missed a lot. So Dunder Mifflin, I think Paul answered that as well. Yeah, Paul said absolutely. A slanted percentage of used goes in orders, meaning more used than there should be based on inventory makeup. What else do we have here? Just Brick says I added like 200 lots to my store today. Awesome. Dr. Professor Kabinski has an awesome goal. Says I want to be the #1 store in Germany one day. That would be cool if we could be #1 in the US someday as well, but that's obviously a long ways away. We need to move to a warehouse location. We have a lot of stuff we have to do before we can be the #1 store in the United States. A lot of stuff to do. 1 second. Yeah, Dr. Kaminsky says, step by step, my friend. Absolutely. What else do we have here? Soulflame says, with used bricks, it also depends on what type of lots you buy. If the lot is dirty, it's more work than when the lot is clean. That is very true. We now have, I guess I'll call him a supplier. I don't know if he's here today, but we didn't sign anything. We're not an exclusive whatever, but ideally he's going to contact us every time he has Lego. And what he said is he would be able to get 30 to 40-ish, I believe, something like that, pounds per week. Now, I don't think we're going to go pick it up every week, but every other week or something, if we go pick it up, we'll buy it from him. Now, when we get it from him, one, he sorts through it, so all the most of the non-Lego is out. I think I only found like one piece in the bin so far, and I've gone through 60 pounds of it, and we bought 120 or something like that earlier a couple weeks ago now. So he sorts through it like that, and none of it's like crazy dirty. Obviously, you still want to clean it because you don't know exactly what it is and where it's been and stuff, but it is not like sticky as opposed to, so there's that, which is our suppliers, what I'll call him, as opposed to where we ordered stuff on Goodwill, and it came in a box. It was 15 pounds of used Lego or something like that. Open it up and like at least a pound of it, like no joke, is non-Lego. Some of it's not even bricks, like Lego replica type things or like equivalent, like Mega Bloks. Some of it is just like different action figure things. So it doesn't always, you have to be careful with what you're buying. But if you're buying anything for the right price, you're probably fine in terms of what you're buying, in terms of like your workload, because there will be less work to do if you don't have to clean it, if you don't throw a quarter of it away. If you throw even 10% of it away, which is a lot, which is what I did at least with that Goodwill box, I probably threw away maybe 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds. So maybe 10%, 15% maybe of that box of Lego. And when you throw that away, that's literally throwing away things you paid for, or putting it in a different bin. Whatever you're doing, you can't sell that. So that's definitely disappointing. So you got to be careful where you're sourcing your Lego from. That keeps the margins right with used. Funberg Christian says, one awesome thing to wake up in the morning was that I have 96 subscribers. Congratulations, that's awesome. Original goal was to have 100 by the end of June, but I think that will come sooner. I bet you it will, considering you're at 96 right now. I just lost that message. Paul says, maybe Evan would agree with this. Once you meet the requirements, you should contract out. The requirement being have enough cash flow for it, and you have to choose between cataloging or adding. Yeah, I would say when it comes to used, let me open this bag. Sorry, it's going to be all crinkly. When it comes to used, I agree with Paul with what he's saying. I'm trying to think of a way to say it that's not like, not to say that contractors, like for sorters or catalogers, are not valuable. That's not what I'm saying. But in terms of you versus them, I think, like I said a couple minutes ago, you were more valuable than them just because of the knowledge and stuff. So if you're able to catalog or contract out, I would say, kind of like Paul said, as soon as you can within reason. So if your profit margin or your profit that you're making, okay, I guess we got to take one step back. If so many things to explain. So there's a couple things, I guess. You need to think about one, profit margin, that's actual profit, and then in calculating, how much profit you're making, is your time factored into that? So, labor and that kind of stuff. So we actually have a calculator thing that goes with our expenses and stuff, where we can look at it and be like, okay, we could type in a number. This month we made 5,000 gross revenue. It's all built in a spreadsheet, so I don't remember exactly how it is, but 12% of that is shipping costs. A fixed $400 goes to this, a fixed $100, whatever it is. And then based on all those numbers, which can also, of course, be changed at the end of the month based on what your expenses were, tells you what your profit is. We have a column that is labor, so you need to think about labor. And where I was going with agreeing with Paul on the cash flow thing is, if you're making zero profit and you're not paying yourself for labor, and you're spending full time already, you probably can't get a contractor, even if you think the cash flow is there, just because you're not paying yourself. So once you want to start paying yourself, I don't know if what I'm saying is making sense, but you need to start paying yourself at the same time you're paying a contractor. It doesn't need to be the same rates, obviously, but I don't know what I'm explaining, because I guess it depends. Some people might just want to make money, but they see that right now if they don't make money and they spend, all the revenue on someone else coming into the store and doing a couple things, then there's more money to be made later. It's really up to you, I guess, in terms of how you want to do it. I would say once you can do it based on cash flow, and keeping in mind that that's very crooked. I put my sticker on really crooked. Keeping in mind that you want to make money from this as well, right? It's a business in theory, depending how you're running it. it's a business that you are supposed to make money from. Just be careful with how you spend the money that you have in the moment. I don't know if what I'm saying, I'm just like, I don't even know what I'm going on about. And I probably just talked for like 10 minutes on something that made no sense and probably didn't even come back around to what I was trying to make a point about, because I don't know what that was. Dr. Professor Kabinski says he's mainly doing used. Let's see, right, I saw a question for me, it's way up here. BJH9900 says, Evan, just curious, is there a specific reason you pre-build your minifigs when parting out sets? I like to put them all parts in a specific, what? I like to put all parts to that specific fig in its own bag and let the buyer build it. Yeah, initially the reason was that we were concerned that there's a potential we might accidentally not put a piece in the bag because we don't notice that this person's supposed to have a jetpack or a back or a really anything, I guess. So initially that was our concern. We were concerned about our quality and the, you know, potential of accidentally missing a piece. Not that that's not a concern anymore. I think we've just continued to do it because that's what we've done. But we could put it in a bag. It's also probably a little bit easier when picking to see the whole minifig based on the picture. But I don't know that there's other than that, there's a real reason that we've done that. What are your thoughts? Yeah, so technically I think on BrickLink it's okay to do either or. New minifigs can be assembled, I think. I think at one point they couldn't be. Maybe I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, you guys can correct me right now. But I believe it's okay, technically, according to the BrickLink terms, that you build a minifig and it can still be sold as new. But maybe double check that. But I'm not terribly concerned. I have not had anyone who's reached out to us and said, hey, why is my minifig built? No one's ever done that. So I'm not super duper concerned about it. If someone reaches out, then we'll discuss, you know, should we be building these? Is it worth the time? Yada, yada, yada. It does take time, though. So that is something to think about as well. But the time that it takes, I personally would say is probably worth it if it reduces the amount of errors that we potentially have later on. Soulflame, this is in relation to me saying I'd like to be the biggest store. He says, that's a big commitment. There are a few huge US stores out there. And yes, that is true. And that's why it'd be cool to be the biggest. I'm not like, at the moment, that's not like my main priority or anything at all. We're just trying to grow to be a business that can support us and support employees and stuff like that, which will be great. And if we get to the point where we feel like we can compete with the biggest ones, awesome. If we don't, not a big deal. But I mean, I know Paul's probably sitting thinking right now, and so am I, like, if we could be that big, that would be amazing. So, yeah. Funberg Christian says, I'm waiting for a few more sales before I buy more sets to part out and not allowing myself to spend more money than what I have in total sales. That's really good. That's what we've been doing. We are not spending more money for a very long time. Anytime I saw anything that was a good deal, I would be like, okay, I'm just going to buy it and the company will owe me. And I mean a very long time, like, well, I guess a year pretty much, essentially, even into this year a little bit. And it's stopped now, and we're at a point where we're actually going to start paying ourselves, depending on hours and all that kind of stuff worked. But yeah, I know the feeling of seeing a good deal and being like, oh, we have to buy that. So what we're doing now is we just kind of have some extra money sitting there, and it's, you know, it can sit in the PayPal account or bank account or whatever you want until we have a good reason to spend it. Not just any reason, it's got to be a good reason. And then if you're not spending a ton of money, and like the other day we bought boxes, so I spent a couple $100 on boxes, which is another debate we can have. But like, you know, so you have to, there's a lot of things like that. But if you just hold the money and don't spend it when you have it, which is something I wasn't great at doing. If we had any money, 200 bucks, I'd be like, oh, let's go buy something. When we just should have waited for a really good deal as opposed to like an okay deal. But yeah, I understand that feeling of just wanting to spend money because it looks like this is a great deal and you have to get it and stuff. And So good on you for saying you're not going to buy anything until you make more money. Okay, what do we have in here? Lego Military Mock says, my target is 3,000 lots by December and make 1,000 pounds, I assume a month, before fees and with shipping by the same time of December. I don't know what size you're at now and what you're able to grow to be and stuff, but I would say that that's probably pretty doable. Paul is here.
Hi.
You can't hear him, but Paul is here. What are you here for? Ah, Paul's here for food. That's in the fridge. Which is technically mine.
It is?
Yeah, it's okay.
You want it?
No, you can have it. Dr. Professor Kabinski says, I measure my store size by value, not necessarily by... Here's Paul. Welcome. Goodbye. Not necessarily by piece count. That's pretty good as well. The thing is, and my only small argument for that, I guess, would be, is if I want to, and I see you're measuring value based on 6 month sales average, obviously, but I could make our store worth a lot of money, you know, by taking a minute and a half to go into Brick Store and altering some numbers and uploading and whatever. The thing is, obviously, we wouldn't make money. No one would buy it at that price. Okay, this can't be right, because this doesn't fit under there. No, it must be right. I guess it does fit. So yeah, that's totally valid, I think, that you price it or judge it by price as long as you're doing the 6 month sales average. That'd be the key, I think. David West, welcome to the stream. How are you today? I'm a little behind in chat, so I apologize. Brixico says, what are your plans for when you outgrow the garage? So that's something we've talked about for a prolonged period of time, and the plan is to move. Not houses, but to move into some sort of warehouse rental location that we can afford, obviously. But that's partially why we're actually kickstarting something this summer, to try and get to a size, not just physical, but financial size that we can, to the right piece, yeah, that we can be prepared to move out of this location. Not that we're going to do that at the end of the summer, just so that we can start getting to a size where we can have income, because the truth is a move alone would cost a lot of money. But then, where was that? Wait. Oh yeah, sorry. So the move monthly is going to cost a lot, you know, because we're renting a place and all that kind of stuff then. But the move and like the physical move itself will cost a lot as well, not just... It must be right. Not just monthly because we have to pay for rent and stuff, but because the physical move, we're going to have to close our store for a period of time to do the physical move, whatever, depending on the place we move into, we'll have to figure out whether or not, you know, we have, you know, I mean, it'll have power and stuff, but I guess, like, do we need to remodel, or not remodel, but like rearrange things, or build shelving units, or like all these different things that we'll have to think about once we get to the stage of being ready to move. So that's why at the moment we want to get to a place where financially maybe we could move. And then once we get to the size of the garage that we're outgrowing it, assuming we're financially ready as well, we will have some money saved up by then, so we're ready financially to move, spend a few weeks moving and stuff, because the store's going to have to be closed for, you know, a period of time. Or if it's not 100% closed, we won't be making the same amount of money. Plus, we're going to be paying additional in labor to have other people pick orders or whatever. All these different things that come together. So, yeah, lots to think about there. But the plan is to move to a location, which could be pretty exciting, because hopefully at that point we've had multiple people say, "Hey, I'm really close by," or "I'm in the same city as you." Whatever. Can we do local pickup? And right now the answer is no. We won't do local pickup for. I mean, there's a few reasons, I guess, but. Eventually, if we have our own location, we could we could arrange for some sort of local pickup, shipping method on the site or something. Shipping method, I guess, because we're not shipping, but things like that. So that's the plan once we move. I don't remember who asked that. Brixico said that. But yeah, that is our plan. Assist official says, take a breath, Evan. Yeah, I know. Dr. Skrbinski says, if I buy a lot and I don't double my money, I don't even buy it. I mean, I guess it depends what exactly you mean by that, but based on the way we look at numbers and think about it, we have to triple our money to make it worth it, because in theory, if you're doubling it, it costs you 100 to buy, you can sell it for 200, and then 100 of that is profit, or additional money that you didn't pay for. No. Additional money that came out of that transaction, I guess. But it's not truly profit. The other thing to think about is at a 3 times value, whether it's used, new, whatever. Now, it also depends. So this isn't 100%, but you need to think about labor costs in there. And not only labor costs for sorting all the pieces and uploading, but labor costs for picking as well. So I think this goes here. Yep. So for example, for us, when we think about costs and that 3 times value, if it's 3 times value, that means 1/3 of it was oh, I think we got a big super chat. I see something down there. Assist official, a second super chat. Sorry, I'm really late behind chat. Assist official says, good night, guys. Getting late. Big day tomorrow. I'll be looking at the car I'm possibly going to buy at the dealership, BMW i3. Literally can't wait. Congratulations. Congratulations. That's super exciting. Yes, so Assist official, we purchased his store, which I believe is financially helping him purchase his first car, I believe. I think that's correct. So super excited for you. Congratulations. And we got another super chat from Thomas. Thomas, thank you so much for another super chat. Thomas says, the strategy for running a BrickLink store is the same as in gambling. If you win, raise the bets to win more, and if you lose, raise the bets to win it back. Buy more inventory. Yeah, so where was I going when I was talking about something, and I saw these super chats. But first of all, thank you both so much for your super chats. Super cool. Assist says first car. Yes, congratulations on that. Okay, let me go back up. But I was talking about the 3 times part out value. At 3 times, for the most part, 33% of it, or 1/3 of it, is for the inventory you paid for. 1/3 of it can be for labor costs and stuff. Again, never exact, but roughly. And then the other third, hopefully, is profit. And that's the ideal way to do it. Now you could go and I guess quote unquote gamble on it, you know, and hope that you make money. And if you don't, that's okay. You got to buy more inventory and stuff. But I think with BrickLink, it's somewhat black and white to an extent as to whether or not something will sell for a certain amount. Obviously, nothing's truly black and white, but like it's relatively understandable. So we try to keep it safe with the 3 times part out value. Obviously, at certain times, my mic wire's getting caught. At certain times, you know, things won't always pan out, even if you think they will. And sometimes you need to take like a chance. And there are things we will purchase for 2.5 times part out value or lower or whatever it is. Depends on what it is. But you just keep in mind that something Paul, I think just saw, I saw somewhere in the chat, was saying is, what piece am I looking for? Is your value, you need to value yourself at an hourly rate to an extent. Now, whether or not you pay yourself for that hourly rate exactly doesn't really matter. It's more of the fact of keeping in mind how much hourly, in theory, you would be making if you were doing it, and factoring that into your numbers so that you're not like all of a sudden 3 years later realizing I've only made like $200 in 3 years on this because I spend all my money on XYZ whatever. So keep in mind your labor costs, and I think that's what I was trying to get to with the 3 times part out value. That labor costs need to go into it. So 2 times part out may not do the trick. Obviously, you've doubled your money, but you've doubled your money with labor and maybe some profit there. And if no profit, if you don't want extra profit, that's okay, I guess. If you're just doing it for the fun of it and then to make a little bit of money off the labor, that's totally fine. But once you have to start paying other people, then you need to make profit, because if you're not making profit and they're doing all the labor, then you're not making any money. So, yeah. I wonder what music we're listening to. You know what I think I'll do is set up a little speaker next time, just so we can have the music playing in here very quietly, just so I know what song is happening. Because last time, I don't remember who it was, someone said, this song is awesome for this story. And I was telling a story, or Paul and I were telling a story or something. And I had to go back and watch the stream to figure out what it was, because I couldn't preview it in that moment. So I got to do something so I can preview it. Because also, yeah, I have no clue what music we're listening to. I'm also super duper behind on chat at the moment, so I apologize for that. So let me read chat for 1 second. Dr. Professor Kubinski asked an interesting question. Are you scared of someone stealing your inventory? I would be too scared, to be honest. I mean, now I'm more scared that you mentioned it. Yeah, I mean, we have a security system and stuff specifically for the garage, separate from the house. Not that that prevents someone from stealing 100%, but like in theory, it's partially a deterrent as well as something that would let us know, or let the police know or whatever, if something happens. I'm not super concerned though, personally. Once we move to a location, I guess here's the thing. For the most part, at this house, someone is usually almost always here. And if it's nighttime, or if the alarm goes off when someone's not in the garage, we're gonna hear it. So I'm not terribly concerned about someone stealing our inventory. Once we move to a place that is, remote or warehouse or whatever it is, that's when I would be a little bit more concerned. Just because we have less, I don't know, less control, not less control, but like it's a little bit, we have less, I don't even know, I guess less control, partially. Just because there's not going to be someone on the premise 24/7. But, every business assumes that risk. That's what insurance is for, to an extent. So, yeah, it's a concerning thing, but if you just get so concerned and stuck up with something like that, then, you're never going to be able to run the business just because you're focused too much on what if someone steals my inventory, which is not the way to do it. You want to enjoy it. You want to enjoy what you're doing, I think. But no, I guess not really, but kind of. I understand the possible concern. Yeah. Dr. First Kaminsky says I don't pay tax rates right now because I'm still pretty little, so 2 times is fine. Yeah, whatever is you feel is fine is obviously best. For us, 3 times is what we want, and if you want 2, that's totally fine, as long as you've done the math and you're not losing money. Would it financially be better for you to go out and get a job that makes more money? Maybe. And maybe it would make more money to go have a regular job, or quote unquote regular job, but you may not have as much fun. And then you got to value, fun versus money, which is a hard thing to do, and if you have more fun sorting pieces, but you make less money, well, then it might be worth it for you to just sort pieces, even though because you're happier, even though you're making less money. So, I don't know. It all depends. As long as you've done the math and really realized and understand how much you're actually making in quote-unquote profit, Totally up to you. And if you're just joining us, I'm building this set to my left right here. Oh, my water's covered. This is the, oh my gosh, not good. This is the Lego Ideas set 21320. Yeah, 21320. Dinosaur Fossils. It's a pretty cool set. I've had this for quite a while now, and I just haven't built it. But here I am building it. Brick on the block, have a good evening. And if you're still here, I saw that you left, but sorry. Good luck on the car, assist official, if you're still here. Soulflame says, with used bricks, you should be able to do much better than 2 times or 3 times. Yes, without outsourcing to a contractor. Even with outsourcing to a contractor, we're still getting a better value. So it's much better than new. The thing with used is it's always a gamble when you get it. You never necessarily know for sure it's going to pay off or it's not or whatever. The benefit to, I guess, our supplier, as we're calling him, he, you know, we can go see what we're buying, which is great, I guess. And, uh-oh, that's not right. Oh, yes, it is. And he sorts through it and stuff and keeps it clean and stuff. So, but yeah, the margins on used are higher. The difference with that is the labor cost is a lot more. But your profit margin is still higher on that, if that makes sense. Who was saying that? Someone said, yeah, so Soulflame said with used bricks you should be able to do much more than 2 or 3 times. Yes, you can. Technically, we're getting like a 7 times value. You know, based on what we pay for the set. 7, even 8 times value or more. Wait. 20, stand by 1 second. Yeah, so we're getting between a 7 and 10 times value on the used pieces that we're purchasing. That meaning one piece that we get, or let's factor it a pound. 1 pound will sell for 7 to 10 times the value of what we paid for it. Now, of course, the doesn't mean you're making that much more money. You know, I mean, I guess revenue you are, but the expenses go up along with that because we're paying contractor to sort or paying a contractor to catalog. So you kind of have to do that. Paul says, I texted you the numbers. Yeah, I know our numbers. I don't know if I want to share our numbers. At the moment, we won't share our numbers because nothing's set in stone. We don't actually have a cataloger yet, so once we figure that stuff out, we can share some numbers with you guys. But yeah, our margins are much higher in terms of the multiplier, and then the actual profit margin on that is higher as well. But of course, the value of what you're potentially doing could be less than new. So it all depends, I guess. Ben says inventory, drawers, packaging, Ziploc bags, and any rent, utility, merchandise, or merchant fees, payment processing fees, etc. You know, lots of costs that people don't think about. Exactly. That's what that other third of the money essentially is for. Is all that extra stuff that you don't think about. And it adds up a lot. It's very sad. Because yeah, like I said, we purchased boxes the other day. And the boxes, you know, in theory, those boxes should last us a year. And that's part of the reason, I think I just mentioned it, why we don't offer local pickup, is because currently our shipping methods, you know, doesn't just pay for the shipping. It also helps to pay for the supply, you know, the boxes, the bubble mailers, labels, tape, any of that kind of stuff in that shipping price. So there's a few things that like you got to think about. Just like Ben listed a ton of them: inventory, drawers, packaging, Ziploc bags, rent and utilities, merchant fees, payment processing fees, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's your PayPal fee. You know, if you're renting a place, you need the drawers on the wall and stuff. Now the drawers are hard to calculate because technically the drawers are, you know, it looks like they're a fixed cost, at some point. And I guess it depends how you, oh, good. It depends how you look at your business, I guess. They are fixed cost when you purchase them. But if you think about it, over time, that drawer will need to be replaced. So, you know, and it's not going to be like in a month or two or whatever, but over time, in theory, you need to be saving money or having side money, things and whatever, so you can replace all your drawers and stuff like that. Now, of course, it shouldn't all happen at once and stuff like that, but other things like that you got to think about too. Okay, got another crooked sticker. Perfect. Dr. Professor Kaminsky says, for example, a lot I bought yesterday was 99 battle droids with blasters. Bought them for $90. Easily going to sell them for $200 plus $35 for blasters. Quick money. Yeah, that's quick money for sure. And that's something we would do less than 3 times. So again, it depends on what the labor is going to be on it and all that stuff, and how quickly the turnaround time is and stuff. So who knows? Oh, bag 3? Wait a second. I missed something. I definitely missed something. Ah, here it is. Okay, what else do we have here? Fidel says, I go for at least a 2.7 times value. That's what we do when it's new sets. But we kind of analyze everything a little bit on its own, sort of. Dr. Professor Kaminsky at the moment says, I'm in college, so I rarely put in extra money into the store, trying to grow it more or less organically. If it wouldn't work, it wouldn't grow. That is true. That's, I mean, not initially how we started, for sure. I was kind of addicted to putting money into the business, actually. But that's now how we're growing. How does this go? Very interesting. Okay, so I was supposed to do this step earlier. I understand why. Because it's supposed to go on the inside of the legs. No, they're all falling off. That goes in there. That just looks a little weird, but that must be right. Those are the ribs, I suppose. Okay, cool. Now we got 4 more on the other side. Dr. Fresco, for instance, I'm 2 times on the figs. For our figs, depending on what the figs are, I've gone down to 2 times for sure on certain things. Specifically like CMFs, depending on the line of CMFs. Those are sometimes worth the 2 times value because I know they're going to go quick. Now I've been very lucky at some point, and it was a while ago now, and I haven't found anything since. Good enough, I guess. I found figs that were a CMF sealed figs that were like a 4 times value on eBay. This guy was selling it. I don't know why he did it, but I was super fortunate to find it. Really, really cool though. But yeah, we'll go 2 times on figs and stuff. It really just depends. Funberg Creations says, I like the task of sorting out and packing the orders and all of the number crunching involved in the process of both BrickLink and YouTube. Yeah, so a lot of people like different things. I enjoy, you know, looking at the numbers and stuff as well. But I don't mind contracting out the sorting. I don't really want to sit and sort. Does not sound the most fun. Okay, we're on to bag 3 now. Sweet. Let's see, what do we have? What else do we have here? Funberg Creations also says it is good that I'm doing the reorganizing of my store at where I am. Oh, we're having another lockdown for a week, so it gives me activity to do while at home. I guess that's a positive way to look at it. So good job. 150 Brick says, Evan, do you know how many sets with? Wait, You know when he sets with a 3 times value that I could get on my budget of 180. Also, do you think it would be a good idea to buy and sell Looney Tunes figs? If you can find Looney Tunes figs for cheap, I'd say yes, but I personally haven't been able to find them at a value that is worth it. Don't buy them for retail. Like, seriously, don't buy them for retail. Or for retail price. It won't be worth it. So if you can find them at a good price, it's probably worth it. I would assume they're going to sell at the moment, but we haven't done any of that, so I can't confirm that. But yeah. Other than that, I don't know of anything that at retail price is a 3 times value, especially in your $180 budget, unfortunately. So I apologize for that. I actually don't have a ton of memory or like a ton of knowledge when it comes to purchasing. I don't think. It's a lot of the time just like, you know, find a set that looks like it may be a good value, and then type in the number to BrickLink, see what the part out value is, and then look at the pieces and be like, okay, is this going to sell? Okay, based on the pieces here, it looks like it's going to sell. We'll go with this one. Or based on the pieces here, some of these are going to sit for years. Let's not do this. It's not worth it. So I don't actually just have stuff on the top of my head, unfortunately. So I can't help you there. I apologize. Ben says, I do 2 times on Sun stuff, even 1.75 on certain things like CMF since the work to do those is simple, 2 to 3 minutes of work altogether for 175 to 250-ish profit, or about $250 profit, I think. And scale it up to selling 400 plus packs. Yeah, exactly. That's the same thing we'll do is, depends on certain things. If the labor is really low and one of us can do it in a few minutes, and we're not paying someone to do it, you know, all that kind of stuff, then we might as well just do it. And so we will sometimes. Ben says, how long do you think those drawers will last? That's a good question. I don't know yet. I'm hoping I don't know, 8 years maybe? 8 years? I don't know, something like that. I would assume that, you know, in the next couple years, we're going to start having occasionally something break or whatever. I could be wrong on that, but I have a feeling they're not going to all last forever. They're also not all going to go out at the same time, obviously. But I don't know. It's a good question. At the moment, they've lasted, I mean, most of these are a year old-ish, roughly. Some of them, I mean, I have a few that are, I have a few back here that are like 5 or 6 years old, and they're still doing great, actually. So what I've noticed is the label we stick on the front of it starts to peel off or like rip or rub off before the drawer seems to be going. I mean, they're plastic, so they might last forever. I would just be more concerned that they, you know, the little thing that holds the drawer in when you pull it out so it doesn't fly out, those things might break. Certain things like that would be my concern. I don't think the whole unit's just going to crumble or something. Okay, so Soulflame says, I think the Looney Tunes might end up like The Simpsons. They may do a little bit better, but not that much in my opinion. Yeah, that's a possibility for sure. The Simpsons, I think, were popular for a short period when they came out. And that was about it. Other than that, they're not the most popular. I think we have a few in our inventory that are used. They're also kind of creepy. But yeah, so that's possible that they end up just sitting, just like the Simpsons one. Who knows? Fidel says, Paul brings up a good point. Instead of buying one set worth, and we'd already talked about this earlier, Paul, with 150 bricks. We talked about buying a few small sets. But yeah, definitely buy a few small ones instead of one big one. Fidel says, I'm in college too, but actually reinvesting 90% of the revenue into the store. The remaining money is to invest in my stock portfolio, other investments, or stuff I need personally. Nice. Is this supposed to have another? Guess not. Okay. Oh, there we go. Dr. Professor Kabinski says cash flow is pretty important, and my cash flow is pretty good, to be honest. Usually sell about 15 to 20% of my store value per month. On average, we're selling 11% of our store value per month. Obviously, some months higher, some months... Oh, wait. No. We sell 11% of the pieces, quantity, in our store. I don't know the value, actually, that we sell in our store. I don't have that information. But we sell 11% of the parts, which probably is not 11% of the value. It's probably actually higher than 11%. It's probably more like 15, 20 because it's the minifigs and stuff. The value of a minifig is much more valuable when it comes, you know. I'm curious what that number is for us now, actually. David West says outsourcing sorting was one of the biggest steps in my BrickLink store. Wouldn't say scared, but was potentially worried, as Professor Kabinski asked, that they might steal or something. That's where we're, I guess, kind of like you, not scared, but slightly worried, I guess. Less with the sorting, more with cataloging. Because with sorting, you know, they're probably just throwing all the pieces together in the bags, and they're not going to look at anything. With catalogers, they're going to be looking at the value of these items because they're building a BSX and stuff. So that, for me, is something to think about a little bit more, you know, once we find the person who's going to be our cataloger, our first cataloger. Currently, we're just cataloging everything, which works fine, but obviously it takes time, and we have to pack orders, and there's a lot of things to do. I cannot find a piece. Part of me feels like I was supposed to open another bag, but I don't think I was. Oh, here it is. Okay. Yeah, David says the reward outweighs the risk. Definitely for sorting. I agree. Cataloging, I think it does as well. The problem with cataloging is it takes so much more time. You have to pay more. But as long as we, as the owners of the business, are able to do other things for the business, like, for example, whether it's, you know, adding parts that have been cataloged, or parting out new sets, or different things like that, then it's probably worth it, because now essentially we're getting more work done in a shorter period of time. It costs us more, but that should, in the long run, make more money as well. Who knows? We'll see. We'll let you know at the end of summer if our plan worked. But yeah, summer, hopefully we're going to go full throttle in terms of hiring additional help. Except we won't have anyone be coming in. I don't think the plan is to have any pickers or anyone come in. Paul and I talked about getting a picker. Someone who comes in, probably not like every day, but a few days a week, just to offset like the days where, you know, maybe like a Monday, where we don't pick orders on Sunday. And technically on our store, it doesn't say we pick them on Saturday. We usually do, but just in case we don't pick them on a Saturday, Monday there's a lot of orders. So we thought about maybe having someone come in on a Monday to help pick orders, so that Monday isn't a dead day in terms of not adding any pieces or anything. Okay, so Paul says we sell about 13% value of our inventory every month. And that changes, obviously, it like fluctuates, but he just did the math, I think, and got 13%. So we're almost 15%. And you said my sell-through is like 25% dollar value per month. Okay. That's pretty good. 25%. That's really good, actually. Are you selling a lot of minifigs, or how does that? Wow, 25% is incredible. Oh no, you're doing double us. Double what we're doing. I gotta pick up my piece I dropped. Okay, this is like the weirdest little thing I've ever made, and it doesn't hold itself together, and I don't like it. That's okay. This picture doesn't even show where it goes. I'm just gonna stick it here. Nope, that's not right. Dang it. Must go under there? I don't know. Ben says, I just ordered the last 8 drawers I need to finish my back wall. Decided I can't add the aisle without... Oh, you can't add the aisle with the space you have. That's disappointing. Mine are metal, so hoping to get 10 years out of them, I'd imagine. Yeah, as long as they don't rust. Do you know what yours are, or are they just some sort of metal? I mean, here's the thing. The plastic, in theory, I mean, for its life on Earth, will last a lot longer than metal. But for the life in the store, I'm not sure if it's going to last as long, like with the use and stuff of it. But we will find out. And who knows, maybe in 10 years we will still have a YouTube channel, and we might be able to tell you. Paul said, actually, that number's not accurate. It assumes we add no value in the month. Okay, it is higher. Oh, true, true. So, Paul, you'd have to go figure out how much value we add to the store each month. And then you could find that number. Ben says, I'm about 10 to 15% rate, about the same with pieces too. Yeah, so Soulflame has a good suggestion, and this is something we've thought about. They shouldn't be future employees or contractors should not be Lego enthusiasts, so that they don't have the potential thought process of, oh, I can take this and go sell it, or I want this piece, or whatever it is. Yeah, so I know the Lego stores do that. The only thing, and it's not that we can't. Paul and I have been having a slight, and we haven't put a call out or anything like a big thing, but we're a little bit worried about finding a contractor because the truth is they kind of need to have an understanding of Lego to an extent. Not necessarily that they need to know, they don't need to be an enthusiast, but they need to maybe have had it as a kid or something. But yeah, I don't think we would hire someone who's crazy in love with Lego, just because there's that potential for them to see a potential opportunity and take it. So that was a thought as well. And Paul and I have discussed that for sure. David says, goes to show used moves faster. Probably true. Probably very true. I do notice we're picking a lot of orders that have used parts in them, which is pretty good, pretty cool. Yeah, Henry says it's always a risk when you're hiring people. They can steal, not work as hard, learn the business, and become your competition. That is true and concerning. That's why there will be certain things we don't ever, eventually, but right now we won't train people on because it's proprietary to the business and it's our knowledge, I guess. And if they don't learn how to do every piece of it, they're fine. If we're just giving them sorting Lego, you know, the likelihood of them taking the Lego and sorting. Now, of course, we post everything on YouTube almost. So like, I don't know. We share a lot. Ben says made from galvanized steel and says they shouldn't rust on the website. Okay, cool. Then yeah, yours might last a while. They should be pretty durable. Soulflame says, you could do what they do in Diamond Sector if you deal with a lot of theft. I don't know what they do, but cool. Yeah, so Dr. Professor Kabrinsky says, your last point, Henry, is the reason why I'm currently not wanting to have any help. Yeah, we're at the point where we need help in order to continue growing and to get bigger and stuff, which is a good thing, I guess. I'm happy that we're at that stage. Oh, what the flip. That was terrible. So what I've noticed about this build, for those of you who have built it, it's not the most structurally sound. You know, you're literally putting pieces, holding like a 1x4 piece on the whole build with one stud. Very weird. Check. Okay. I apologize. I think my mic died. And that is because last week it was not plugged in. So when I came in today, it was only a half an hour.
Your mic's dead.
I know.
Oh,
Thanks.
never mind.
Yeah, so it's back, but it's not the right quality. But it was not charged last week, so now the receiver's sitting over there dead, and that's why you didn't hear anything. I apologize, and I hope the audio quality isn't terrible. Is it too quiet? If it's too quiet, I can turn it up. That's the thing I can do. Call to the rescue, yes. Okay, well now we're done with the lapel mic, and I think that means I can take my jacket off too. Because that's technically why I had my jacket on. Quality is okay, just a bit quiet. All right, we'll turn it up a little bit there. Hopefully that's not too loud. It's going to pick up everything in the room now because it's coming from the camera. I apologize for that. But Fidel says, maybe if you offer productivity bonuses or some sort of control check and your goal can be maximized, essentially, that's a great idea. So that's something we're going to do for sorters, and I haven't figured out if we're going to do it for catalogers yet, but for sorters, if they bring it back in a certain period of time, they're going to get some sort of bonus. And we actually talked about that bonus, and we'll kind of run through it, I'm sure at some point on the channel, but that is something we're going to start doing, well, actually pretty much right now, is let contractors make extra money if they bring it back in a certain amount of time. Now, once we have, people coming into the store, which isn't going to be until we move locations. Ah, shucks, that's not right. No. I need a brick separator. I don't think I have one. Once people start to come into the store, to pack orders or whatever, that kind of stuff might be. I don't know how we can offer some sort of bonus there necessarily that keeps it fair for everyone and stuff, but I'm sure we'll think of something at some point that would be a good idea. That's weird. So, in this instruction booklet, I've never seen it before. If you look at the bottom middle there of the instruction booklet, it has like 3 different kinds of clips, and the clips, like, it says no, no, yes, and it shows you the different ends. It's very weird because you can very clearly see, and I've never seen this in an instruction booklet before, but I don't know. But yeah, you can very clearly see what the ends are in the picture anyway without those. Welcome back, Lego Milton Mark. Soulflame says they put cameras above every employee and supervise the monitors, plus check every employee before they leave the building. Pretty military style. What do you... Wait. In relation... What are you talking about? Oh, Diamond Sector. Oh, interesting. That's crazy. Wow. Mockingbird, welcome to the stream. Cool name. Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, I wouldn't want to, like, supervise people like that. That's not cool. I wouldn't want to be monitored like that, so I'm not going to monitor an employee like that. I'm going to try to trust some people. That's creepy. Okay. Talking about something else. Dr. Vescovisky says, my profit margins will start to be higher soon. So far, I've kept every expensive fig I got due to the fact that I've never owned it. Okay. Yeah, I mean, here's another thing. If you're not running it like a business, and you don't want to run it like a business, obviously that's totally fine. But your numbers are going to be different than if people are trying to make money doing this. If you're running it as a hobby or to make a little bit of money to help fund some Lego stuff, like, at that point, don't, it'd be less fun probably to look at it. To look at it like a business. It just wouldn't be as worth it probably in your mind. This is a weird build. I don't dislike this build, but part of me doesn't like it. I know those contradict, but like very weird. I don't know. It's a little bizarre, a little funky. It's just weird because it's supposed to be bones connecting to bones or whatever. So it's like, you'll have this 1x3 stuck on like an angle like that with one stud. So it's not structurally sound, which like most Lego, at least most Lego I've built, has some more structure behind it. So I guess that's why I think this is weird. And not that it's not fun, it's just like, you look at something and you're like, okay, I'll build that, and then like, you build it or put it together and then you realize they did it backwards or they put it one stud over or something. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with that, but yeah. I missed a lot of chat here. Funberg Creation says, I won't get others to run my store unless it is people that are my family or close personal friends that offer to help out. Yeah. I understand that feeling. Eventually, we have to get employees, though. So, 150 Brick says, I think I might just go with the Central Perk, even though it sells slow, because I can get it for $53.99. $53.99. See if you can get it for cheaper on, like, eBay or something, or somewhere. I don't know. But I feel like I got those for $40 when I bought 14 of them or something. Maybe not, though. Maybe I'm wrong. Funberg Creation, or, wait a second. Never mind. Yeah, Soulflame says neither would I, just answering your question. No, I totally forgot what my question was, though. Funberg Creation says, plus I can't see me ever expanding my store to more than a 2-car garage anytime soon, plus I wouldn't get others to help in the store, as it's an activity that I do to keep myself busy. No, that's totally good. Ben says, how many acros do you guys have? Are you asking us? One sec. Acro Mills units, we currently have 60 on the wall. 64 units on the wall. 4 of them are the old Stack-On brand. 60 of them are Acro Mills. And then we have 30 in storage or something that haven't been used yet. So that's how many we have. Ben says, I've thought about getting this build as I liked the outcome, but I didn't like the idea of building it. I thought it'd be frustrating. Kind of, yeah. Mockingbird says, are there any ideas creators around? I have not seen one. Just Bricks says, there goes 110 more parts in the store. I assume you added 110 more parts? Ben says, an order. No, just uploaded a set I was parting out. Worded it funny. Cool. Funberg Creation says, plus, because I'm short, I wouldn't have any drawers stacked as high as I never... Yeah. Don't stack them 5 high. That's something we did. Big mistake. It's... Even if you're tall, like, I can reach it. But when you have to, like, really straight... It's just not worth it. Don't do it. You might drop drawer... It's just... It's much better to be comfortable, I think, than to have, more drawers on the wall. If it makes it inconvenient to part, obviously if you can't fit any more in the space, maybe you have to go above, but like, just think about, I don't know, think about if it's convenient or not to reach, because over time it does get frustrating, for sure. Ben says you can get it from Lego. And get a gift with purchase and VIP points, so it's cheaper. I think are you asking for Central Perk or this set? Either way, that's a good idea, though. Do they have a gift right now? I have not been on Lego's website in a few days. And by a few days, I mean like a couple months. Maybe not a couple months, but like at least a month, I'd assume. Central Perk. Okay, yeah, that's a good idea. Can't find the piece I'm looking for. Oh, there's a lot of them. What are you guys doing right now? I know at the beginning of the stream some people were parting out things, some people were just sorting pieces. Is anyone building anything? Or am I the only one building today? That could be the case. Just Prick says, wow, I've gotten 2 orders today. One that was one piece. Or one that were each one piece, 45 cents and 48 cents before fees and shipping. Nice. Yeah, I'm still surprised because I upped our fee. Initially, our fee was $2. If you didn't spend $2 in our store, we made it so you spent $2 essentially. We've changed that to $3, and we still get people who purchase one piece for 10. Or the people that don't make sense to me are we have the $3 minimum. Right, so if you're not spending $3, you get charged $3. The people that confuse me spend like $2.90 or $2.80 or $2.70 something, and it's like if you add 2 more pieces or 1 more piece or something, you don't pay that fee. But I mean, I'm not going to complain because we're making extra money. But like that to me, that's bizarre. And it could just be that people don't read, stuff like they don't read the little term things. Who knows? But, yeah, kind of weird. Mockingbird says, I'm actually 42 supporters short of reaching 7,000. That's pretty cool. What did you build? Ben says, just chatting and doing my accounts. Christian Schwank says, sorting a used Lego set 9472. I don't know what that is. Ben says, making big bucks there, JV. Yep. 45 cents and 48 cents. Soulflame just chatting, not doing anything special. Dunder Mifflin Brickco says, I've moved all my sticker sheets to a DVD case. That's a good idea. Hopefully it makes them easier to find. That's something I did... No, sorry. I mentioned to Paul, actually yesterday, I think. We were packing orders, or I was packing orders, and this guy ordered tons of stickers. Lots of stickers. Like, this one guy spent like $15 on stickers, and then we had another order that was like, tons of stickers I picked yesterday. I don't know why, because we never pick stickers. But I mentioned we should move them to a case or something, because we have one drawer, D305. Pretty much all of our stickers are there, and it's just stupid. It's not worth it. It sucks to dig through the drawer. You pretty much take the whole drawer out, lay out the stickers, find the ones you need, put it all back. And then yesterday I did that twice because I didn't realize there were 2 orders with stickers. So, not fun. But yeah, we need to move ours to a case of some sort. Like a binder that has a little page protector or something. I don't know exactly what, but something that's not a drawer, because it's horrible. Again, super weird building techniques on this one. I don't know. Maybe it's very normal. I just haven't seen it. But like, everything's hanging on by one stud. What else do we have on here? Dr. Professor Krabinsky says, okay, made some figs, take a bath. Now I need to go through all incomplete ones to remove their capes. Nice. Lego Military Mock says, sort and order, now working on revision cards for poems. Oh, interesting. That's cool. Soul Flame, but I did get sorting earlier today. Did some sorting earlier today. That's good. So you're not just sitting and watching this. Just Bricks says, I also got an order through Brick Owl that hasn't paid. I wasn't aware that was a possibility. Okay, so the other day I was going through Brick Owl orders, and I didn't think that was a possibility either. And I don't know if it is, because when I went and checked PayPal, they had paid. And so for like 2 days, I didn't ship this person's order because I didn't realize that they had paid. So check your PayPal, because our person paid, and then I was like frustrated that this person hadn't paid. Couldn't figure out how to invoice them because it said like, oh, I don't know. It was that first little box. You can click all the boxes like processed, processing, shipped, all that stuff. This one was at the very first box. I'd never seen one there. And yeah, I guess apparently you can actually see, I don't know if you can, or if that was just a small, like a problem that happened with Brick Owl. I'm not really sure. Vincent, welcome to the stream. How are you? Are you the same Vincent as Assist Official? I'm not sure. You might be. Ben says, trying to plan the logistics for the store setup. Fun. That's exciting. Henry says, watching some used minifigs and accessories. Feels like someone was eating fried chicken on top of them. That's disgusting. They're all greasy and stuff. That's not fun. Not at all. Okay. Ooh, very advanced little thing we're doing here. Funbrick Creation says, just watching you and chatting. Got a lot of orders that are under the cost of the lowest shipping fee. If I get sales more often, I'll put a minimum buy. Yeah, we don't have a minimum buy, we just charge that fee, which I think turns people away probably, but that's okay. Some of the orders under your fee break may come from a third-party source and they wouldn't see the terms. That's true as well. Dunder Mifflin Brickco said that. That is possible as well. Hadn't thought about that. Soulflame says, I use those albums for postal stamps to store stickers. It works pretty well. Okay. Okay. Do they all fit in there, though? Because stamps are smaller, aren't they? Or like a sheet of stamps, I think, is smaller than stickers. Although for small sticker things, that'd be great, actually. Vincent says no. That is not Assist Official. Aaron, why is the dark bluish tow hook with the ball cost more than the... Why does the dark... It's a great question, Aaron. I don't know. I'll have to look into that. It is possible that for whatever reason BrickLink is stupid, and I try to fix it when it is the case. Sometimes a used piece on average will cost more than a new piece. And that could be the case with that piece, like the 6-month sales average, or we have a pricing issue. Also a possibility. I'm going to go through today, or I was going to do it early, I didn't get to it. And I'm going to update everything back to the 6-month sales average because I'm sure it's fluctuated a little, but good catch there. And I will look into that specifically. And it could just be that that piece is one of those stupid pieces that is valued weird. I mean, or there's an error with our inventory. That's very possible as well. The other day, Paul and I went through, last weekend actually, went through our inventory and fixed all of our used lots. And it didn't take terribly long, actually. Maybe the course of like 4 hours for us to go through every drawer, both of us, so 8 hours total, I guess, for one labor. But go through and fix all the drawers and stuff, so relatively reasonable, actually. And I don't know that we really... I mean, I guess we needed to because of the orders and stuff, but we might have... Well, we definitely needed to, actually. But shutting down our store may not have been a requirement, I think, to do that. We did need to do that just because we were... there were errors, so we didn't want people to buy anything, but had there not been any errors when we were just doing an audit, we wouldn't have needed to shut it down, I don't think. But we'd had a lot of errors the week before. Now we're a lot less errors. Although I got an email and I forgot to reply, actually. I got to do that. An email today, and I don't know if anyone else has experienced this. The email said something like, hi, I had a problem with my order, I reached out, or I sent you a or something, and they never heard back from me. But the concern with that is I never heard from them in the first place. So I don't know if this was just a problem with, you know, this one person, or if there's some sort of BrickLink, I think it was a BrickLink order, I believe. Like people sending the, what is it, like a message, and it not getting to the seller. I hope that's not the case, and I haven't looked into it, and I forgot to reply. But considering this person said they reached out and never heard back from me, it's a little bit concerning. I don't know if anyone else has had that before. If you have, that's concerning. If you haven't, then it's probably just a one-off thing that I maybe messed up. Just Bricks, or going back to Aaron, says the new is 3 cents, or just under 4 cents, and the used is 5 cents. I don't know, Aaron. I will look into that, but it could be one of those weird ones. Okay, Just Brick says, see what happened. Yeah, Brick Owl, I didn't think, at least for us, didn't have the option to invoice them manually later. Ben said, did you guys figure out the best way to merge the store you got? Yeah, so what we did, and I don't know that it's the best way, but it's the way that seemed to work for us, at least for now. We had a BSX of that person's store, which is a huge help. If we didn't have that, it would have been much harder to do. Now, technically, I guess we didn't have a BSX. We had a XML from BrickLink downloaded, and then we put it into a... Uh-oh. I think I actually am missing a piece now. We converted it into a BSX. But anyway, we opened it in the BSX, and then what I was doing is, as I would pour out a bag of pieces, I had it sorted by color in Brick Store. I'd pour out the bag of pieces, they were all individually bagged, and then I would spread them out, and as I found one, if it was dark bluish gray, I'd scroll down to the dark bluish gray section and just find the piece real quick, type in the drawer remark, put it in, and then instead of uploading everything at once, because I wasn't sure that that was going to be the best idea, yeah, I actually think I'm missing a piece. I uploaded, oh, just kidding, this piece doesn't go here. I uploaded just little sections. So I would essentially do maybe 8 drawers, like 16 lots, and then after I did those 16 in that big BSX, I would highlight just the ones that I double checked and made sure were right, and I would export just those 16 lots, upload it to BrickLink real quick, it would do its thing, upload super fast, and then I would click I would just delete it from the BSX file. And then I continued to do the same thing, another 16 lots. So that made it so it didn't have to be all cataloged at once, which is nice, and we're not done still. But it also made it so I could check everything as we were going without like putting them all in drawers and then waiting for another person to check it or something like that. So, and I don't know that it's the best way. It's the best way we found though. It seemed to be the most convenient. Just go through it lot by lot, because you had to assign a remark to each lot anyway. So you didn't have an option like to do that, but I figured it might be the best way to do it. And it's not taking terribly long. Now, of course, that's because we got the entire store. We were able to build a BSX out of it real quick, relatively easily, and then we weren't... it was all sorted for us, individually bagged and stuff. Every lot was different, so we weren't like trying to sort pieces and stuff. If we were sorting parts and all that kind of stuff, I don't know that it would have been. I'm not sure what the best way to do that would be. But essentially, I was just doing that as Paul was going through stuff that was from the store that wasn't cataloged yet, and he was just making new BSX files, and he would upload those, and then I would just, or he would upload the file itself, and then after he had already cataloged everything, and then I would just double check it, and then we would do it or upload it. Hopefully that kind of made sense. It probably made a little bit of sense, but that was the best way we found to implement the store that we got from Assist Official. Professor Kaminsky says, do you think a minimum buy of $5 is fine, or should it be higher once I get too many orders? I would say that's totally fine. I probably personally, it's up to you how you want to run your store. The way we're going to do it, once we get to a point where we're getting too many orders, we can't handle it. If we get to that point, ideally we can handle all the orders. But if we're getting to a point where we can't handle all the orders, our idea and our plan is to raise prices, not a minimum buy. And that's because small orders are fine. They're easy to pack, and they actually make more money because they take a lot less time to pack, as well as they sometimes have a fee. So if they have that fee, we make more money because it takes a very short amount of time to pack. Obviously, that fee is just to make sure that it's not like a 4-cent order, and we do have to pack it, because then we would be losing money. But we're making $5 or whatever on that really small order. So our plan, and obviously do whatever you feel is best for you. Our plan is not to raise a minimum buy, but instead to raise prices. And I think for us, that's going to work well. I guess that goes like that. That's weird. Cool. All right, so I think we're done now with this Triceratops. There we go. Okay, cool. And we got a few extra pieces. Slide that over. Here we are. Triceratops is done. And here's an idea set I really want. 21318. It's the treehouse. You can barely see that probably. The treehouse is really cool. I want that set. At some point, I'm sure I'll get that set. I should probably get it before it's retired. Is it retired? I don't think it's retired yet, but it's probably close now. Ruwan or Rizwan, welcome to the stream. Jameson, welcome to the stream, says driving and listening to you is what he's doing. Let's see. Just Brick says, I'm really looking forward to seeing the Brick Freedom info this coming month. Hopefully I'll have full month of data with both stores. Awesome. Mooten says good night. Have a good evening. Funbrick Creation says, do you back up your store inventory before updating to the 6-month sales average through Brick Store? Yes. We back up our inventory often. So now technically if you don't back up your inventory after every order, it'll be messed up when you get it. But there's a way to backtrack. So essentially we download it often as an XML file. And that's because with that XML you can put it in Brick Store and then upload it, or you can just upload the whole XML to BrickLink. So yes, we download XMLs often. Definitely before we make any change like that, because at the moment we still haven't had any errors when we re-upload or re-update the inventory, but I'm sure it's coming at some point. But yes, definitely you want to back up your inventory often. If you think about it, if you didn't have your inventory, the digital inventory on BrickLink, if BrickLink, all their servers crashed and you had no backup, the amount of work you would have to do is insane to put it all back in, and it's not worth it. So think about that, I guess, when you're doing, when you're thinking about editing your store or whatever you're doing. Very important to back up your inventory. Very, very, very important. So yes, absolutely, from Brick Creations. Soulflame says, the sleeves holding the stamps come in different sizes. I take those with the bigger sleeves, and the most sticker sheets stick out half, to 2/3 from the top. Interesting. Ben says, thanks, Evan, and gave a super chat. Ben, thank you so much. You're a patron and a super chatter here. Thank you for everything. Heron says, guess you're running a sale on new average for both is 5. I guess we are running a sale on the new average for both is 5 cents. I don't know what happened there. But I will be updating the 6-month sales average today. I was going to do that this morning, but it didn't happen. Dr. Professor Kurbitsky says, quick question. How do I upload stuff all at once without closing my store? Usually just upload stuff one by one while having it open. So if you go into Brickstock, Brickstock, kind of the same program, you can add all of your stuff to your, all of your items to your inventory on Brick Store. This did come with a brick separator. I didn't even see that until I looked in the monitor there. I needed that like twice. You can add all your items to Brick Store or Brickstock. Then what you do is you'll click the file in the top left. Or is it top right? No, I think it's always the top left, no matter what operating system you're on. File, and then export, and then BrickLink mass upload. And then you'll upload those pieces. You'll paste into the little box, Command V or Control V, into that box the XML that it copied to your clipboard once you click that export button. And then you'll click upload, and then you'll scroll through and just double check all the pieces, make sure everything's right. If there's that little orange line that says consolidate, that means you already have it in your inventory. You'll take that piece from what you were just doing, put it where it belongs in the inventory, and then you can actually go and click the, I think it's upload file, or I don't know what it is, upload pieces at the bottom, and then everything's in your store. You didn't have to close your store, nothing. Dr. Fresh Kaminsky says, how do I back it up? So on the inventory page, if you scroll all the way down to the bottom of your inventory, I think it's on the bottom left, there's a download button. And that download button, you can then select all the things you want to download. Do you want your stock rooms involved? Do you want it as a CSV or an XML? There's a couple other options too. We download the XML. Occasionally we'll download the CSV if we just want to look at things. But as far as I know, we cannot download a CSV and then put the CSV back into BrickLink. An XML will allow you to do something with it if BrickLink forgets about your inventory. If you have no items in your digital inventory on BrickLink, that XML will allow you to put it back on BrickLink, essentially. But yeah, bottom left of the inventory page. Okay, what else do we have here? Just Bricks says, sweet, I went back to my used, found the dress piece from the original. Is that, I think it's a Harry Potter person. I don't even know. Very pricey. Dr. Frederick says, I usually charge like 25% more on my used figs than the average due to the fact that most of them could pass as new. Yeah, that's fine. We usually raise our prices on figs a little bit anyway, just because they'll still sell. Professor Kaminsky says, I only sell them as used since I don't know what previous owner was doing with them. That's fair. That's very fair. I wouldn't list them as new, even if they look new, just in case. Professor Grabinski says, will it also update the prices? Or will it update the prices? For example, I have a figure A for $1 and upload it 3 times for $1.25, and I want all of them to sell for this amount. So when you copy from Brick Store and you paste into that thing, there will be some options on the left side that say like new remark or old remark. There are little drop downs you can click. Same for pricing. New remark or new pricing, old pricing. You can select all of those options and it'll change stuff if you depending on which ones you select. Dunder Mifflin Brickco says, do sales usually pick up through the summer or is it slow for everybody until the fall? So I'm going to assume it's going to be slower until the fall because Lego, depending where you live, Lego is more of a winter activity. In the summer, if it's warm in the summer, then you know people are going to be going outside. They're going to be spending less money on Lego. Not always the case, so it just depends. That's just I guess basic knowledge based on the concept of summer retail. Last summer was some of our best months until the beginning of this year, so I don't know. But most likely probably not. Funberg Creation says, just to confirm, once I've updated my inventory to the 6 months average, I use mass update in Brickstore. Correct. So if you're updating your inventory prices, you'll do the mass update, and then you'll paste it into the second box on the screen that pops up at the bottom. Then I think you'll click Verify File or something like that. Professor Kaminsky says, do you have a tutorial video for it? Which I will for sure do that next time. I will start uploading. Yeah, so the first Brickstore video I did probably 3 weeks ago. That shows you how to upload pieces, add pieces and upload. Ben says September to March seem to be his best months. Professor Kaminsky says summer is usually a very good time for me to buy stuff and winter to sell. Interesting. Soul Flame says, I haven't noticed the difference between seasons. BrickLink is mostly adult fans of Lego, and they buy all year through. Yeah, maybe that's the case. I'm not entirely sure. Again, we've only been doing this, professionally for one summer, and it was really good because we were still growing at that point. So who knows? This summer might be fantastic for you. It could be terrible for all of us. We will find out. But I think that's pretty much going to be it, guys. I'm going to wrap it up here. I'm not going to build my last the Tyrannosaurus Rex quite yet. This is what I built today. A pterodactyl, or whatever it's called, and a triceratops, or whatever it's called, and then this little skeleton dude, and a minifig, and a bucket of things. That's what I did today. So I want to say thank you to each and every one of you who are tuned in. If you're not part of the Discord, I saw someone earlier, way at the beginning of the stream, join the Discord. I think it was Dr. Professor Kapinski. Super cool. But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you're not part of the Discord, go join it. If you want to be a patron, there's some perks and stuff that you guys get. Pretty fun. yeah, and for those of you who are patrons, specifically Collector's Edition, the plan is this Saturday to also do some sort of chat, and then we'll figure out a regular kind of occurring thing. But thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Like I said, hopefully you found this entertaining, and we will see you, or I will see you, in the next stream, I guess, or the next video, or whatever. So thanks. We'll see you in the next one.